Hey everybody, what is up, what is good, the Wolf is here, and this is the final Street Fighter V beta video. So these are the last final matches I had on Street Fighter V. The last couple videos were done, like I recorded them and I was actually pretty tired, which I was going back and thinking to myself, I'm like, man, like the first video I was actually doing not bad. Why was it? And then I remembered to myself, I'm like, oh yeah, I was doing like terrible on every game I was playing that morning, day, whatever it was. Well, it was later on at night, and I was just really tired. So I went to bed, got some sleep, rested up, and I was actually thinking. I was, doing like full speed ahead, just going in and competing at the full level. My brain was actually working for these matches, so I think these are going to be a lot better matches. Right, it's probably some of the best matches I had on the beta was these last matches, the last day, the last hours, and all that good stuff. So you can see me right here going against somebody, Murderous Arts, playing as Laura, me playing as Cammy, and like I said, Cammy was probably my main character off of Street Fighter V that I found that I really liked the moveset and everything. Laura was definitely a close second. As you can see in my other videos, I did actually like the moveset of her also. Costumes ain't bad either, what can I say? Character design. The artist who's got the job of doing all the character designs on these games, I mean, I don't know if it's a woman or if it's a man, but whoever it is, like, wow, they have a very fun job. I'm trying to be as nice as I can be with that. So, yeah, just, one fight after another, doing exactly what I came to do, doing exactly what I wanted to do, which was come in and start trying to dominate in the last day. I felt like I had pretty well good, good. I was feeling good with the control. That's what I'm trying to say. I knew the move sets. I knew the characters for the most part. I was still sort of figuring stuff out, which of course, the game would get pretty stale if you just learned it off and boom, like 24 hours or 48 hours, whatever it was that I played it for. So of course, you're always learning new stuff. You're always figuring new stuff out. Every single time you do a match online, you're always, taking that data, your brain's soaking up, what just happened, and it's either you learn from it or you don't. Another thing that I like to do too, like I've said before in my other videos, is I like to watch live streamers, guys that have competed in, in games like Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Killer Instinct and whatnot over years, and look and see how they fight and what they do and everything. I don't like deep study those guys, but I have like streams going on in the background from Twitch, streams going in the background, and just listen to what they're saying, let my brain process it while I'm playing another game and whatnot. So right here you'll see me not jumping around so much, and with that, doing a little bit anti-air, but not jumping around a whole lot, which I was doing, in the last video. I'm all over the place in the air, trying to do I'm trying to jump in and do kind of like, Sub-Zero combos from midair, come in, do the overhead, and start, just slamming with combo. You can't do that with Street Fighter, because people will time you out, they will get their spacing, and they will come at you with whatever punch or kick that they want to, and they'll open you right for a combo, and it'll be done. You'll get like 20 or 30% of your health bar knocked off real easy, and you'll be knocked in the next week so easily. Street Fighter has been around for so many years. It's like the original arcade or arcade fighting game, and people have been playing it for years, so they know a lot of these guys that you're going to face off against online, they've seen everything. They've seen guys that don't know how to play the game. They've seen the expert pros playing the game. That right there, I was pretty proud of myself. He hit me with a special move, so I hit him with a special move back. He got the first round on me, and I was trying so hard. All I had to do was land one more hit. All I had to do was breathe on him, and of course, every time I get down to that last little mark, I can never finish out the match. I'm going to have to definitely work on that when the full game comes out in like less than 10 days or a little more than 10 days, something like that. It's around that, week and a half mark. So yeah, I mean, I definitely got a lot of things, and I think that's what's making me really kind of like hyped up about the game. Not just that it's a new game, because I've never even really gotten into Street Fighter Online. This is the first, like, this beta is the first time Street Fighter I've ever, this is the most time I've ever played Street Fighter for, was on this beta right here. I really do like the feel of this new Street Fighter 5. It's smooth, it's intuitive. It's actually pretty easy to pick up and play. I mean, it must be because I picked it up and actually started playing something on it and doing, getting some wins on it here and there. Oh yeah, this was actually a good matchup right here. So, anytime I'm going against this little wrestling chick with the blonde hair, Torch Timer, like that, this is just a bad match. Like, Cammy must just have this girl's number, because every time you get into the fight with this little wrestling chick right here, like, it's just a bad news. It's just a lot of grappling, which Cammy can get around. Quickness of Cammy is so easily used against the opponent in that matchup. It's unreal. Yeah, she's got her little luchador friends and whatnot, which is pretty cool. I love the style of all the characters. Like, every character has literally their backstory and everything done out, which is the same thing. Like, Mortal Kombat, that's one of the things I really loved about that one too, was that every character really feels like they're alive. On this, it's just over the top. This, to me, I mean, don't hate me, don't hurt me for saying this, but I really feel like Street Fighter is like, it's like a Japanese culture shock in a way. Just the way the characters are so over the top, and the environments are so colorful, and the action is so crazy on the screen and everything. I really do like that, and that's one of the reasons why I was so hesitant to get into Street Fighter, because I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm gonna be any good at it. I never played Street Fighter before. This is like the fifth one or in the series, I guess, or whatever. Street Fighter 5. I don't know if there's other ones. Like I said, I'm new to this. I'm still figuring out the lore and the history and everything. Checking out different Street Fighters and whatnot. It's just this series does seem to really stand the test of time, and just the aspect of that the ground roots of the fighting in this game series, or this franchise of Street Fighter, is pretty much the exact same, and I really do respect it for that. I really do like that they haven't changed it up a whole ton. Like, there's certain parts and aspects of the game that are made easier to do now, like EX moves and stuff like that, and they have like the special moves on there, which like I keep comparing this game to Mortal Kombat, which really, this game really more compares to Killer Instinct, because they play a lot more similar, KI and Street Fighter. But yeah, like Killer Instinct, where you got the not the infrared, what do you call it? You know what I mean, though. Those special moves that you can hit in the middle of the matchup and everything. It'll come to me after I record this video. I'll be like, "You're an idiot." Like, I like how Street Fighter has a dynamic like that, where you can hit a special move and you get that whole cinematic feel to it and everything. Like, really, it makes your palms start sweating, your pulse start racing, and it makes the game really come alive. I know that's so cheesy to say, but it's so true. I mean, you're watching these fights and it's like, man, Cammy versus Cammy right now, and it's actually, even though it's a mirror match, it's still really cool. You can see both of our styles coming through in the characters. My opponent's trying to grapple me. His name is Hug Me. So, I mean, hey, and maybe that's a girl. I don't know. And right here, just after I got done talking about it, bam! I mean, look at how cool that is, and look at how much damage that did. And I knew right there I was gonna get my ass beat. I was like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to do anything. All I got is like a sliver of health left. But then, best of 3 final round coming up right here. And what are we gonna do? Well, they start to I don't know. I don't know if that's like, if flying all the way back is like a legitimate, credible way of playing Street Fighter. But to me, it just seemed kind of like a cheap little cheesy troll move or something to go all the way to the edge of the screen. Maybe, I don't know. It felt sort of like that to me. Like I said, I'm new to this stuff. Hey, So yeah, getting beat up right here. Personally, I mean they did know how to use Cammy pretty decently. I will give that. I guess yeah, I'm just looking at it for like a third time, whatever. You know, I can kind of see that. Yeah, it is a really good spacing game and whatnot. So yeah, I give them credit. They got a decent win on me. Ugh. So salty right now with that. So this is actually, I'm looking at the timeline right now. I ain't gonna lie, this is the third to last fight that you're gonna see at the Street Fighter V beta. Third to last fight against Ricey 12. And I was you know, seeing something like that. My first gut instinct is like, man, I don't really want to do this match because it's gonna be like, I'm just gonna feel mean because the person's just barely getting on here and just barely, you know, starting to get the feel of the game and all that stuff. But then I think back to, well, I started that same spot, and if I didn't get my butt kicked, guess what? I wouldn't have learned, you know, what I did along the way. So definitely, you know, I think I kind of took a step down on the competitive edge. I wasn't totally trying to tear them apart, you know, because from the numbers, I mean, yeah, they seem like they're newer. Maybe they played Street Fighter before, maybe they didn't. So of course you have to kind of go in at first of like, you know, that's the other cool thing about, you know, playing something like a Street Fighter or a Killer Instinct or something online, especially Mortal Kombat, is just the feeling out of the match in the beginning. Like if you play something like Call of Duty, like that's where my kind of roots are in multiplayer. First game ever I played online against people was Call of Duty 4. And that is just, boom, you know, you're going, you run ahead, you're shooting at each other, and there's no feeling out, really, of how people are going to play it. In a fighting game like this, it's totally feeling at your opponent, like, are they going to be jumping? Are they going to be coming at me? Are they going to be doing ground game? There's like 10 different ways the match could go, and that is so cool. You know, I'm kind of hyped up about doing fighting games, you know. I've always, like, that was, before I was shooting on video games, I was fighting on video games. I was doing wrestling matches way back. I mean, a WCW game, I forget what it was called now, but it had like Sting on the front cover of it and everything for the PS1. Like, that was like one of the first competitive games I ever played. So you know, fighting is definitely in my blood just as much as racing is. If you've ever checked out my Need for Speed series, you'll see that. So got the win, of course, with Cammy. I mean, you know, the guy brand new on there. Okay, so yes, here it comes, the second to last fight. Another fight coming the way, and let me just see who it is. Let me jog my memory who this is. He's right here. Okay, so Necalli. Oh, the level 5 guy, Necalli. Oh man. Whenever I see somebody that's like 3 or 4 ranks ahead of me, in this case he's 2 ranks ahead of me, it's just like, okay, it's time to take off the gloves and get competitive with it. So, of course, you know, just trying to make sure he doesn't get the first move on. And, you know, I did stop him for a bit here, which I was keeping him off balance. I feel like I was keeping him off balance anyways. Then he's, you know, right here, you can see it. You can see it. Starts to, you know, check out the distance in between our characters right there. And then I'm just trying to stay on, but you know, the wake ups and just, you know, the distancing, man, you know, you have to really read your opponent on whether or not they're coming in really quickly. And right here I just about have it, and yeah, that close of a matchup, and he actually beats me. All I had to do was breathe on him and he was done. I could not believe that. I was in a state of shock for the first part of this next round. So, just coming in once again, just doing what I know how to do, using Cammy, flying just a little bit. And that's the other thing too. When you jump in, you know, I do know now that you have to, that you are so open when you jump in at an opponent. It's crazy because you are so vulnerable after the initial attack that, you know, they can hit you with pretty much anything. So you have to really be careful, and you have to make sure that they don't know that they can do that. So one last final hit, got it right there. So now it's 1 round apiece, 1 win apiece, and yeah. So final round coming up right here. And you can see it right there. We're both going at one another. We are trying to, you know, get pacing, spacing, figure out the speed that each other is going to go at. Okay. And you can just see it right here. You know, he's starting to space me out once again. And, you know, he's just getting a feel and a read of me, and then hits the special to, of course, finish me out. And it was like, oh, man. Second last fight of the beta, and yeah. Still learning, man. Still learning. So, you know, the first one I threw him off balance a little bit. And to me, I wasn't even mad at that. I'm like, yeah, well, I figured it was going to be a really good fight. And, yeah, I was trying Vega. Like, I wanted to do some Wolverine craziness, you know, with the Wolverine claws, whatever you want to call them. But, Vega, I don't know about that character. Like, he does do a lot of damage, and he's got some kind of decent moves to him, but that character, he really does drive me nuts. So, the last fight of the video, this was the last fight I recorded. I'm pretty sure if it's not, don't, like I said, I'm sorry, but yeah, the last fight that you will see of me in the Street Fighter V beta starts right now. So here we go. Just getting that first hit, and this person, I don't know, I think they might have been also newer to the game too. They weren't quite doing the same stuff that a lot of the other people were doing, so you know, it was kind of like you know, a few videos back, if you noticed the way I was playing, where, you know, not really knowing space and timing, whatever. But definitely still, you know, anybody's a contender on Street Fighter. That's one of the things. You know, it don't matter how, you know, maybe like bad or whatever you consider yourself being. You can still, you know, if you smash on the buttons and you button mash a little bit, you're gonna end up learning how to do your thing. So, go. Just trying to figure out spacing once again. He gets the first hit on me. I get another counter, so it's pretty much evened out. And then I just start, you know, I'm right here too. In this fight, I can remember I started getting that feeling like I'm actually reading this guy. I'm actually kind of figuring out what he's doing. I know what, you know, I should say they, because I don't know if it's a guy or girl. And I know the timing of everything and whatnot too. See, right there, I jump in, he gets a couple hits on me, just like that. But there it is, the last final match. If you like the video, hit that thumbs up button. You can share it around, and as always, of course, if you subscribe to the channel, it's going to make sure that you stay tuned for all new videos coming soon.